The reason why I love late bloomers. A lot of times, late bloomers get painted as a disadvantage when it comes to sports. But in reality, being a late bloomer can be the biggest hidden advantage. So I want to break it down for you why I personally love late bloomers and working with them here at Creative Dynamic Sports. Why being a late bloomer is not so bad. Yes, late bloomers don't develop right away. There's a lot of early athletes that peak, stars, they peak really fast. They got the size, they got the speed, they got the maturity. But late bloomers don't get a chance to lean on those type of physical gifts early on. So late bloomers are forced to focus on the base level, the fundamentals, the footwork, the technique, the decision-making, and the grit. And those skills last a lifetime. And that's why I love late bloomers. They're patient, they listen, they have attention to detail, and they work hard. Late bloomers often also have less pressure so that they can focus on having more growth. A lot of the kids that peaked early, that dominate early, are put under intense pressure to continue performing at that same level. Late bloomers often fly underneath the radar, giving them more space to enjoy the game, have more experiences, and grow at their own pace without burnout. A lot of these athletes that peak early, they do experience burnout. If you don't put a system in place that helps you with your mental, no matter what type of athlete you are, you will struggle. Late bloomers also often have a mindset advantage. We just talked about the mental. Late bloomers usually face more setbacks early, which helps them build resilience, humility, and hunger. By the time they catch up physically, they've already developed that mental edge that the early stars oftentimes lack. So because they've had so many challenges and obstacles, so much adversity early on, while these other stars were on the field, on the court, and getting out there ball and doing what they were doing, this late bloomer was developing all the important internal components that help the overall mental capacity for when things get tough. When I am the athlete that I'm working to be developed into, when I do become that person, I'm ready to jump over any hurdle that gets in my way. And this is exactly why I love late bloomers. They see sports differently. They're patient and attention to detail. Listen, coaches love adaptability. Everyone loves the story of a kid who wasn't supposed to make it, but they made it anyway. So being a late bloomer becomes part of your brand. It's part of your story. The athlete who never quit, who earned every inch, who rose when others thought it was too late. And late bloomers, they have that ability to create that story. Being a late bloomer does not mean that you're behind. It means it's time to focus. And when it's time to focus, you'll be much stronger, sharper, and more prepared than the ones who peaked early. And this is why I love late bloomers, because these are type of athletes that are still growing, not only when they're 15 and 16. Some of these late bloomers are continuing to grow all the way from 18, 19, and we've still seen kids continuing to grow after 19 years old. So late bloomers, if you're a late bloomer, athletes, do not get discouraged. Keep putting the work in. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control. Balance, injury reduction, learning as much as you can about your body. So when you do get better, when the development does happen, you're ready to get out there and show them everything that they missed out on. Let's work.